Thank you so much. Thanks for having me. Hi, everyone. Great. I might just share my screen and I'll give a little background on Yoga Mara and who we are, what we're all about. And I'm just so happy to be here, to be included in this. It's so wonderful to have a connection back to the tourism world. I come from a DMC background, so I miss my old work, but I am loving building Yoga Mara, and it's myself and my sister Rachel who own the company, and our whole concept behind creating this wellness brand was to create a space that was a non-intimidating and the muted there. What I was saying was what we wanted to create with Yoga Mara was a place where people could learn more about what makes them feel well personally. They don't have to be into yoga. And also to create a space that was more high end. So we were all about bringing the balance of luxury, of simple living, of good food, of good crack, and of just looking after your body and finding that balance between the two. I think from my DMC world and background, I was in the sales role, so I was constantly out entertaining, and I absolutely loved that. But I reached a point where I was like, I don't have a balance in my life. I was constantly on the go, and as many of you will know, working in this industry, it's very intense, it's high energy, it demands a lot from you. And just from talking to my peers, that burnout was a constant thing that was coming up. So my passion was to be able to create a space where people could escape, could take time to come back to themselves, and to, escape the everyday chaos that is going on in our lives. That's unavoidable, but we do have the time. We all have the relationship with ourselves, so to nurture that as well. And my sister we call ourselves the yin and yang because she's so opposite to me. She's a primary school teacher and would have done a lot of meditation with her children and just allowing them to calm down and could see the benefit of it. And when we came together, we just knew, okay, there's something to create here together. And we launched in 2018 in August. We rented this beautiful house called the Guinness House in Ballyconneely in Connemara, where myself and my family grew up. I spent every summer in Connemara as children and to this day. And we chose that place because for us to get out to that side of Galway is just an escape in itself. That scenery, that nature, that raw, rugged beauty is something that just connected to us as children, as adults, and we wanted to be able to share that. And we brought a gorgeous chef along with us. We did a private cooking demo. We had beautiful food, gorgeous yoga, beautiful weather, thank God, which was amazing. And since that escape, that was like our trial run in 2018, that summer. And after that, we just could see the difference it made to people, how they felt after just 2 nights away to wind down. And myself and my sister sat on the stone wall on the beach and looked at each other and said, we could do this for free for the rest of our life. We just knew this is our passion. This is what we want to do. This is what we're here for. And we are going after a much, I suppose, a beginner level. We want, the advanced yogis can come to us, but it's more about creating this really safe, non-judgmental, non-intimidating space and just understanding the benefits of yoga and meditation and good food, what that does for your body and for your mind as well. And I think after this last year, we're all in need of more yoga, mindfulness, and just looking after ourselves, taking care of ourselves. So we do work with an extended team of wellness experts. So Finna Whelan is a gorgeous marine biologist. She is an amazing sustainability advocate. So we're very passionate about being sustainable with our offerings as well. And we know there's a lot of eco warriors coming through. So we're so happy to support them and support your guests as well, if that's their passion. And we work with Finn on the basis of either doing a sustainability talk about how you can go from to zero waste, reducing your plastic. She is so creative. She's an amazing natural skincare provider. So she can do demonstrations, making your own skincare, and also is an amazing chef. She's a published chef as well. So she has her own book. So she could do cooking demonstrations using ingredients from the land, using the seaweed, using, what are the benefits, nutritional benefits to seaweed. The other lady we work with, Bridget Nee, another Galway girl. We love our Galway people. And she is a mindful art therapist. So we work with her on the basis of doing mindful art therapy, which is basically where we would run a guided meditation with the group, and then it's all silent. And then as they come out of their meditation, we have this table set up. It's with blank canvas, paper, chalks, paints, whatever material they want to use. or different textures. It could be crepe paper, stuff like that. And they simply just have to create something. And it's just about tapping into your own inner creativity. And it's such a mindful process because you're not speaking, you're not even thinking, you're just allowing things to flow. And that's what it's about. And it's allowing that space and no judgment. We're all in our own little world, creating our own little piece of art. So it's a lovely thing to do. And then last but not least, our lovely nutritionist, who is from Galway also, Jessica O'Dwyer. She's based in London and she is fantastic with breaking down just everything to do with gut health, hormonal imbalance, you know, what foods to eat to boost your energy, be more productive, all of that type of stuff. So we're creating this whole ethos around just living well and living better. And that's kind of what yoga is. Yoga is the philosophy of looking after yourself, mind, body, and soul. It's not just about standing on your head, which I can't do, so don't worry. So I'm just going to run through some of our wellness offerings as Yoga Mara. We would offer a personalized private yoga class. And when I say personalized, what I mean is if there's a private group booking with us, we will talk through the group. What theme do they want to run through? Is it about acceptance? Is it letting go? Is it gratitude? Or is it more physical? Are you athletic? Do you need to work on your deep tissue? Do you have lower back pain? Like, what is it that you're looking for and what do you want to get out of the experience? And then we create the class around it. And it's always myself and my sister present. So there's always 2 instructors, which adds, again, something you wouldn't find usually in other studios. And that's to basically have one person leading the class and one person there to make sure that people are safe, that they're getting into their postures correctly, that they're being, you know, that they're resting, you know, I'm pushing them deeper down into different poses and they can really feel that connection to their body. And it just gives them that sense that, okay, I'm safe, I have 2 people here watching me that are looking after me. We provide all of the yoga equipment. That beautiful photo is from, I saw Carol earlier, is from Ballynahinch, where we ran an escape in that stunning property, that amazing studio. I'm dying to get back into it. So we partner up with hotels, we partner up with venues, we partner up with event planners just to create this really gorgeous experience. And the yoga class, we can come up with the venue, or maybe the guests have their own venue they want to work out of. That's no problem. We're fully mobile. We can move anywhere around Ireland, which is the best part of it. And we also offer private guided meditations. So these would be a little bit shorter. They'd probably be our shortest offering, and they'd be 20 to 30 minutes. And again, it's for groups or it's for individuals or couples. And with that meditation, it's about, you know, introducing the art of being mindful and what that entails. And we can talk through journaling as well, excuse me. So there's loads of different ways that we can bring that mindfulness and the benefits of it to the experience. Again, all equipment, all blankets, all essential oils are provided. I am currently studying to be a holistic massage therapist. I'll be qualified in June. And with every yoga class and meditation, we always finish with a gentle head and neck massage. So just to really allow them to chill in Savasana. And then obviously when I'm fully qualified, I could be doing holistic massage therapy as well on guests if that's something they wanted to build in. Our third offering is an all-inclusive wellness escape. So this is something where a lot of people, we've actually had a few requests from different DMCs that have groups that travel predominantly for a wellness experience and for that reason. And this is something that we love to work with our hotel partners, our region partners, different suppliers in the area that we can build in and all work together to create something really special and unique for guests that come to Galway or come to Connemara. And that works on a minimum of 2 nights, and we could build that up to 5 nights. And it's all about tailoring it to suit the client's needs. So if they're more active, then we'll bring in the kayakers, we'll bring in the mountain walkers, whatever it may be, we'll all work together. If they're a lot more gentle, they want to go deeper into the meditation side, then we'll use our mindful art therapy. We'll bring in all these different things and these different suggestions to them once we know the brief. So we're looking at 2 classes of yoga minimum per day. So they start with a fiery, energetic flow, get them ready for the day ahead, have a gorgeous, healthy breakfast. We can do cooking demos, we can do natural skincare demos. We can do, you know, the nutrition workshop or deeper yoga workshop, which brings them deeper into their practice. And then in the evening time, we do a yin and restorative yoga and yoga nidra, which is very nice and gentle, gets them ready for bed and gets them very relaxed. And the good thing about our escapes is we are so not strict. So if they want to have their glass of wine, that's up to them in the evening. If they want to have their gin and tonics, we don't care. We want them to feel well. It's not about cutting off or limiting things. It's about finding your balance. And that's what we're about. So it's not like you won't come home hungry after a Yoga Mara retreat, that's for sure. And again, we provide all equipment. We work with the venues. We can either present, you know, come up with a venue for them, for the group or for the individuals, or we can do it outside, or we can, if there's in-house group in a hotel or in a venue that need the yoga, that need us to come to them, that's something we can work on as well. These are just some of the additionals that I touched on, like your yoga workshop, and then you could do on-site activities, obviously with your property, that of choice and all of that kind of stuff. The mindful art therapy then with Bridget Nee, so that just breaks it down. That's something that you can read at a later stage on the website. It's just as I discussed earlier, it's a meditation, and then you're going to create this beautiful piece of art. This can also come to the virtual world. So if you were doing a virtual experience, this is something that we could do online. You would just send the materials in advance to the guests and to your group. The nutrition guide then is great because what it does, it breaks down into different topics. So one of the biggest ones amongst women predominantly is hormonal imbalance, and what's happening with our bodies and what's going on inside, and what foods we need to take to really look at that as well. Also gut health. I think a lot of us feeling more stress and anxious, it's trapped in our gut. And I've just known from talking to other people are having issues with that right now and with their digestive system. So it's about really honing in on that and what we need to do. And when Jess does her nutrition workshop, she does create different smoothies, different recipes. So we have a go together. It's real interactive. It's lovely. Again, that can be taken virtually. And then the sustainability side. So something that I'm very passionate about as well, and Finn Nafuelan is extremely passionate about. She's a huge advocate for it. And it's just about sharing, I suppose, the impact that it has, the things that we can do as individuals, as groups, as families, as businesses and stuff like that, just to kind of gain more awareness on how to look after ourselves and our planet. It's just so important to have that message. And then natural skincare as well, which is great. I've got like homemade bronzer, homemade lip balms, beautiful oils. Great, you save so much money in Brown Thomas getting all your bits. So it's a lovely one to have, and it's different. It's nice to have something different and to learn something new. Now, I mentioned different things that could be taken to the virtual world, and we offer a lot of virtual wellness offerings now because of what's had to happen. We've had to adapt our business massively. So COVID-19 has taught us a lot of things, and it's kind of taught us how amazing we are as people to adapt, all of us, all the businesses that have to adapt. And with the virtual wellness, we offer more webinar-based experiences. So that could be basically discussing our own journey with yoga, why it helped us, why we created the company, and also to kind of break down the benefits of practicing yoga, practicing mindfulness, but finding things that suit you. So I love swimming in the sea every day, but that to someone else is like, that's horrendous. That would not make me relax. That's crazy. But then it could be you love to walk in nature, or you love to, sit on the couch drinking a cup of tea mindfully, not, practicing that awareness of where you are in that moment. And that's what we want to educate people on, is like, you don't need to be doing something specific. It's all personal. Our live yoga classes, they're a 45-minute class. They can be done via Zoom, Microsoft Teams, whatever that may be. We work with a lot of companies with that, doing like 6-week blocks for their employees as well. Or if it's something that you want to tease or tailor for your guests, that we could do a live yoga flow for them if they were looking at booking in advance and they wanted to suss out who we are, what we're about. They get to know us a little bit before coming over, which is a lovely thing. Live chair yoga, really popular because everyone's sitting these days for way longer. And the chair yoga is great. It's great for anyone with mobility issues. It also, that just means push their chair away from the desk and they're good to go. They don't need a yoga mat or anything like that. Our live guided meditations can be done online, the mindful art therapy, nutrition, and Finn Nafuelan could go online as well if you're doing more about the zero waste and the sustainability talk. That's something that we could definitely offer. Now, we do have alternative wellness, so we're definitely in the escape world, and I understand that it's a lot of event planners, DMCs and PCOs that are on today. But even just for the venues that might be on here as well, there's also different things that we could bring into your packages. The Zen Hen, which is, that it became so popular. And it was such a pity because we were getting so busy with it. It was nearly our bestseller. And then COVID happened and everything had to go up in smoke. But it's great crack, and it's a lovely way to bring a bit of balance to the hen party. And for venues, I know when you hear hen party, you're like, oh God, eek, what's that going to be like? But the groups that are looking for a more Zen hen, they tend to be a little bit older. They tend to be a little bit more balanced. Now, these ladies had gin and tonic yoga, which is great crack, but it's not your typical tacky hen party. And yeah, it's amazing to have that package that's on offer for people that are looking to do something a little bit different. And yeah, they seem to be well behaved. So that's good. The wedding wellness then with Yoga Mara, we've done a lot of this actually. And the day 2 one is probably our best seller. They love having that for guests afterwards. But so these are packages that we can do. They can be sold as a package, or you can sell them as individual experiences. So the night before, it's all about, you know, helping the bride and the bridal party calm the nerves the night before, get ready, just allow her to really, you know, relax herself before the big day tomorrow. And again, it's both myself and my sister that will be present, and we'll have a little gift bag and everything. It's all personalized. The morning of, then it's more, you know, about creating that balance, getting that invigorating flow, getting her ready to go for the big day, but just again, calming the nerves. It's all about coming back to like just allowing her to really become present with the day. And just when you practice mindfulness first thing in the morning, you are so much more aware of your thoughts throughout the day. So it's just to get her into that zone and say, enjoy it all. It's all good things to come. And then the day after, when everyone is feeling like yoga is just the last thing they probably want to do, but they all turn up for it. And it's great. It's great to have something different to do. A lot of Irish weddings now, they nearly go on for a week if you let them. So having something, an activity to do the next morning is great to enhance the experience. And that's pretty much all from me. I could talk for hours on what we could offer you and how we can adapt and create loads of different things. But I might leave it to you now if you have any questions for me or would like to know anything else about Yoga Mara and the offerings that we can provide. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hannah. Really informative. It's amazing to see how far you've grown in the last 2 years.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy to think. It's been amazing, and it's lovely to kind of see the support, especially from different venues like Ballynahinch, like Adair Manor, like Loch Esk, who we've worked with as well. And just linking up with different brands, like we worked with Flahaven's, the Oat brand as well. And it's sort of all these collaborations of, you know, people understanding that other people need to feel well. Like we need to come back to ourselves and come back to basics, but in a nice setting. That's what makes it a little bit better. And yeah, just with the whole COVID-19 situation, whenever we are meeting people, we will of course be wearing masks. We are gloved. If we're touching, we'll always ask permission if they don't want us to come close. You know, we have all those protocols in place and disinfectant for mats. And if things are still extremely strict by the time everything comes back, you know, we would look at maybe the option of everyone just bringing their own mat as well for extra safety. But yeah, we're willing to work within those boundaries because we're dying to see faces.
I know, aren't we?
Yeah.
So just while Sheena is getting ready there for her presentation, does anyone want to ask Hannah any questions? Just you can unmute yourself or pop your hand up or pop something in the chat box.
Just saying.
Hi.
Sorry,
Hi.
Dara, go on ahead there.
Hi, Hannah. How are you?
I'm good. How are you, Dara?
Great. That was really, really good and really, really great to see. Good new product coming on stream.
Yeah, different when I was chatting to you.
I know.
Keeps changing.
Just a quick one. Can our hotel guests, like we're all hoping for a busy summer, can our hotel guests, like if they're on site in the hotel and they haven't organized an activity, can they say, if we have you on our website, can they say, oh, I want to do a Yoga Mara session tomorrow? Absolutely. Is it possible to do that? And
yeah,
like, do they have to be part of a group, or could it be like just a couple, and can they join up with other groups? Or
yes, so the private group, that would be a kind of like I suppose a different service that we would offer. So that would be a partnership with the hotel individually. So that could be something that we could talk about, that, you know, if people came to you and said, look, what other things do you offer? Not like we were talking about in Glenlow, that we would be the yoga people that could come in and give them the class, whether it's on site in a studio that you would have on site or in their own room. But that would be a separate service. When it's a private group, it's fully private. We wouldn't allow anyone else to pop in. It's very exclusive. Yeah.
Lovely. That's well done. Great.
Thank you so much. Yeah, you too.
Best of luck with it.
Thanks so much, Darry. Appreciate it.
there's a question here from Una Miley, Hannah, just for you, an idea on pricing for some of your packages.
So the escapes would be, the price would have to be come up when we know what's needed, and a lot of the pricing, it depends on the venue. So that's all finalized when we understand what the company, because everything is tailor-made, so it's hard to give a final price. We are working on pricing. I know we need pricing to have, but I can't say it.
It was a lovely presentation, Hannah, and well done to you. And I'm so glad you're still hanging in there. We often, you know, particularly Rose, who was working with us, would always give us the update. Oh, look at all the lovely things that are going on down in your place. Yeah. But I was a little bit. It would be good to get, and not for today, but maybe in the next few weeks, just a guideline of a few examples of pricing, because you know what it's like as a DMC. You need to have a feel for, is it an affordable thing to put in? And obviously it's tailor-made and it's special, there's no doubt about it. And what I wasn't clear on either, I actually maybe thought that you had your own place and that people would go and spend, you know, there was mention of 2 nights, I think overnight or something like that. But I think what you're saying, if I understand rightly, that we would have to, you know, if it's a corporate group, for example, maybe we're at Ashford Castle or wherever in Galway, and that we would provide the venue, and then you do, it's all off-site.
Exactly. So there's 2 ways to do it, I suppose. So with the wellness escapes we've done in the past, we would have organised the venue as well. So that would have been direct. It wouldn't have been, you know, through the DMC, because the DMC would always look after the venue. But if, let's say you did that example of you had the venue booked, 100% we would come in and just look after the yoga element. So it wouldn't come under our escape package. It would be our private yoga package.
Right. Okay. Well, no, that's just good to know. But well done to you, and
thank you so much. And hang on in there. Thank you. I will.
I'd say everybody on this Zoom would love to be down there now, getting in the massage and having the glass of wine in the evening. I like that.
That's key. Thanks, Una.
I'd say you'll be very busy, Hannah.
Hopefully, yeah.
Fingers crossed. Okay. Look, some lovely comments in the chat box for you there, Hannah. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Any other last questions there for Hannah? Of course, she's available afterwards to follow up. Jeremy, do you want
Hi, Rose. How are you? Hi, Hannah. That was excellent. Thanks a million. I was just wondering, I know I heard Finn on Radio na Gaeltacht and things like that, and she's a fluent Irish speaker. I don't know about yourselves. Do you do anything as Gaeilge, or do you have anyone who can run classes as Gaeilge?
I don't myself. My sister can, because she's a teacher. I'd have to run that by her though. But yeah, no, unfortunately, I'm a Galway girl. I don't have Irish. It's terrible. But no, I would not.
No, that's fine. I just curious to know if.
Yeah, no, my sister definitely would have a lot more Irish. But yeah, trying to do she could definitely look at doing it in Irish if that came about.
Good on you. Well done. Best of luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Jeremy. Just like any inquiries, any queries, we will find somebody for you. So, you know, don't worry about that. They can be located, whatever you need, or whatever your client, doesn't matter what the request is. We've got lots of talent in Galway, so we'll find somebody to suit your requirement. So I think that's everybody there. Questions. Hannah, thank you so much. I know Hannah has a class to get to now.
Yeah, the yoga class now. So, see you later. Thank you so much.
So next we're just going to welcome Sheena from Galway Food Tours. Sheena, welcome.
Thanks a million, Rose, for having me today. I'm delighted to be here and delighted to see so many familiar faces. I miss you all in the flesh. My name is Sheena Dignam. I'm the owner of Galway Food Tours. And what we do is we take people on a culinary journey throughout the west coast of Ireland by visiting chefs, producers, etc. I'm just going to show you a little video so we offer. I'll give you a little taste. Now. Sorry, just one sec. Sorry now. I'm not too familiar with Zoom. I'm better in the flesh. Sorry about that now, everyone. We love to actually connect our guests to the culture and heritage of Galway and Ireland by the food and drink that we taste. You know, Galway is known for its beautiful, bright streetscapes, its wonderful views overlooking the sea and the mountains, the great nightlife, the wonderful music, but it's also the culinary capital of Ireland. And we have award-winning chefs, producers and restaurants all at our fingertips. And of course, we take full advantage of that. You know, we really love to connect our guests to the energy that's around the food and drink industry, especially over the last 15 years, by visiting 6th-generation family-run businesses all the way to new collaborations. By that, we go to visit some producers, we go to taste some coffee roasters, going to the visiting distilleries, microbreweries, tasting some air-dried lamb, some farmhouse cheeses. This goes on, you know, it's just such a great time to be in Ireland and to be in the food industry. We you know, Galway also has such an amazing array of festivals throughout the year, from the Galway races, the literature, but my favorite one is the Oyster Festival, you know, when we're celebrating the return of that beautiful, creamy, nutty oyster, the native oyster that you can only get from September to December, you know, being in that time is really, so as you can see, I'm very passionate about what we do and what we offer. Myself and my colleague Gosha, and we've been running this company for the last 5 years. 2 years ago, we won Best Food and Beverage product in Ireland, which we were delighted. And we're really gaining a momentum by offering different types of tours throughout Galway and its countryside. Our main tours, which we offer, which is our lunchtime tours and our evening tours, but we also offer quite bespoke different types of tours depending on what you'd like to offer to your guests, from cycling tours, whiskey tours. We take people on sweet tooth food tours, good for the, I suppose, multi-generational families with children, etc. Or we take people out sailing on those old Galway hooker boats, the native boats of Galway, followed by a food tour. One of my favorite ones is actually the claddagh, and we get to carve your own claddagh ring. So, you know, this is the native ring of Ireland, and you get your own wax ring, if you will, and then you get to carve your own take on a claddagh ring. And then this gets and cast in silver and posted out to you at a later date. So it's a really beautiful, you know, keepsake of your time in Galway. And then also we like to introduce all the beautiful craftsmen that we have in Galway, from tweed to Aran jumpers. There's so many passionate and creative people that we have. And also, if you feel like building up a little bit of an appetite, you can do a cycle tour first and then followed by a food tour. Is also a beautiful medieval city, and talking about the history of the places that we go to is also very important to us. Like one of the stops that we have on our tour is one of the oldest pubs in Galway, called Sheet Noctons, which was founded in 1894. But not only is this a great place for the crack, for beautiful music and great local beers and food, but it's also steeped in history, as it was Richard Martin, who was one of the wealthiest tribe owners in Galway, dating back all the way back to the 1500s. But he was known for actually starting at the ISPC against animals. So he's definitely somebody ahead of his time. He was, and he was also tying in with Bannahinch Castle. He was also documented to have the longest driveway in the whole of Europe, leading from his townhouse to his main house out in Connemara. So So yeah, so we have so much at our fingertips, and we love to actually showcase this on our tours. We're also very aware of of COVID. All our guides hand sanitizer available. We reduce somewhat the numbers on our tours, and we will be increasing them as time go on. And we use self-guided pocketbooks. So this is something that, you know, for the traveler who doesn't necessarily want to be in a group, or it can discover the city in their own time, into each business, handing in a voucher and receiving a drink or food element, and it's all beautifully curated by a local artist called Gala. She's put the book together for us with beautiful illustrations. Finished our storytelling app that is going to go with this guidebook. So basically we've recorded some of the characters and local business owners in the area, and we have put this on an app. So when you have a QR code, you scan the QR code, and then you can listen to Jimmy from Nocton's pub talking about how he grew up in the pub, and you know, where it's got, how far it's gone now, and or Natalie McCambridge from business, you know, or new coffee roasters. So just to give you a more three-dimensional kind of feel to the book itself. So yeah, I think that's pretty much it. If anybody has any questions, please feel free.
Thank you, Sheena. If you want to just stop sharing, perfect. Congratulations on the book and the app. It's a fantastic idea. I think one of the special things about your tour is obviously the food is fantastic and everything, but I love how you pair the tour with the stories of the different people we meet. Yeah, because there's so many amazing stories in Galway. You know, the story with She Noctons. What's your favorite story that you've heard, if you have one?
My favorite story. Well, one of my favorite stories that I loved that happened to us, it's actually not of one of the businesses, but it's just something that comes to mind, is that there was this American lady who was on our tour, and end of the tour, she took out this little bag of salt, and I had to ask her, why did she have this salt on her? And she said her mother visited Ireland 20 years ago, and before she left to go to Ireland, she said, make sure with you, because everything is overcooked and very bland. And she was just so surprised to see how, you know, her expectations were over exceeded, because we've got such flavors, you know, that are there in Ireland now, you know, that are comparing to any other country in the world, you know, so it's great. I just thought that was very funny. So she did put the salt in the bin at the end, you know.
Yeah, we've come a long way in 20 years, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And really Galway is, well, I'll say it, we're really the culinary capital of Ireland now, aren't we? The amazing restaurants and food offerings that we have.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Anyone have any questions for Sheena there?
Sorry.
Oh, Kathleen, you work away.
Hi, Sheena. Just want to say it's a fabulous product, a great asset to Galway, and Sheena makes the tour, I suppose. She is very, she puts her heart and soul into it, and it is a lovely, lovely thing to do in Galway.
Oh, thank you, Kathleen. So nice to hear. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
Ivana, did you have
something? Hi, Sheena. How are things? Your biggest fan. My favorite thing to do in Galway, hands down. I've probably been on more tours than most.
Yes.
Just with regards to this summer, how can we get our hotel guests to book in, and how far in advance do they need to book?
So the pocketbook, you know, it's pretty much straight away online. At the moment, it's quite difficult to say, because we just need to see what the regulations are going to be. And, you know, I'd say we probably need maybe 3 just ahead of reopening everything, and it'll probably be a lot smaller numbers. So we probably will be running more tours, but smaller capacity, you know. I know it's a very vague answer, but I can't give you a direct
No,
one.
not at all. And listen, we're all living in a vague world, but if we have hotel guests staying on site, so we send pre-stay emails. So can we encourage them to book with you at that stage, subject to availability? Is there anywhere with live availability that they could book?
Yeah, so on our website, they can book.
Brilliant.
On the email as well. If they want to drop an email, I can get back to them straight away. But, you know, if not, the website is fully open to take bookings, you know, when it's safe to do so. Yeah.
Great. Excellent.
Thanks, Savannah. Thank you.
No bother. See you soon.
Thanks, Savannah. Anybody else there with anything you want to ask Sheena? Now is the time. I just check the box here, Sheena, for you if any questions. Everyone is really looking forward to getting back on your tour again.
Sheena, just a quick one. Is there any new hidden, you're always full of hidden secrets of Galway. Is there any new kind of hidden secret this summer that's added to the tour?
Well, there's a new oyster, you mean in terms of venues?
Yeah.
So there's a new oyster house. I don't know if you've seen that. Is going to be opening on Key Street. So very excited about that.
Yeah.
I know that Aon is launching a new menu as well, the new bakery bar. So they hope to do some really interesting, quirky things for dinner time, kind of tying in with the Druid Theatre, I suppose, you know, so making it more of a if there's a certain show that's going to be on in the Druid, they're going to actually match their menu to that, which I think would be really cool. And nothing else comes to mind, but I mean, we're all, you know, everybody's still there and just dying to get back into it. So it's going to be very exciting.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Well done again on the presentation.
Oh, thanks, Amelia. Thank you. Good to see you.
I think you touched on it earlier, Sheena, as well. You do craft tours as part of the food tour as well. You can mix in some of the different crafters. And I think I really liked popping into Anna Walya and her space there. Do you want to just tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so Anne is such a fascinating lady. She has she married into the O'Malley business. I don't know when she got married, but she's been working there for over 40 years, and she knows all the knitters that, you know, from second to third generation that are still knitting. She has a lady too, I think, that's still knitting, which is absolutely crazy to think that. But and she knows she's just an encyclopedia for knowing what different types of designs are, as there's quite a lot of history into the iron sweater. It's not just a sweater itself. So just going in to see her and having a chat is really interesting. And also, well, I suppose the Americans really like the fact that John Wayne was clothed and suited shop, which was previously in the West End of Galway, but and they did all the costumes for the Quiet Man. So yeah, they're just fab. You can really feel the quality of the iron, you know, sweater, and it'll last you a lifetime.
And they still have the sewing machine that they made John Wayne's outfit and Maureen O'Hara's dress on display in the shop there. It's just really interesting bit of history to mix in with your food tours. And it's really quaint shop. If some of you don't know it, O'Walya's, it's just there at the end of Shop Street on your left as you're walking down, and all the iron sweaters and all hand knitted, you know, so it's really unique. It's just part of our heritage, and it's definitely worth popping into. So thank you so much, Sheena, for your time today.
Thank you very much.
We're going to welcome Aidan McDonough from the Car Princess next. Welcome, Aidan.
Hi, Rose, how's it going?
Good, thank you, good. So, the princess, how is she?
Very good. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Aidan McDonough, and I'm the owner of the Car Princess. The boat here, you can see in the picture, and it'd be one of the largest inland waterway boats in Ireland. It would carry up to 157 passengers. And thanks very much to Rose and Galway Convention Bureau for the opportunity to talk to you today. So we're very popular with our daily sailings that we do, evening sailings as well, and we do special events, and we welcome families, FITs, groups, and sightseers, as well as corporate and incentive clients. So COVID hit last year, so we were able to open and operate successfully. So you can see the Perspex screens that we divided the boat up with there. And we implemented Falls Ireland Safety Charter and trained up all our staff on that. And it was difficult, but we got some really great comments online and some reviews, and TripAdvisor giving us 5-star reviews because they felt so comfortable and really safe on board. And another number of people complimented us. And as well, it was great for people just to do something. Everyone was so thankful last year just to get out and do, especially out in the fresh air in the boat. And it was really great. And we're kind of ready to hit the ground running now in 2021 because we've had the practice of last year, so we know what's coming. So there's a history of tours on the Corrib from the steamboats in the 1850s, brought people up and down, and there was a gap then after the last boat, the Maid of Coleraine, in the 80s. My parents, Tom and Kathleen McDonough, she's watching the video there at the moment, I'm sure many of you know her as well, but they saw the gap in the market and they bought 2 smaller boats first to try out the market and see if it was worth doing. And then they had this boat, the Corrib Princess, custom built to cruise on the river and lake. And that's why we just about fit under the new bridge, because it was built as big as they could. So it's a special year for the boat because it's its 30th birthday. It was May 1991 was the first time it arrived on the Corrib. It was built up in County Meath and then put on the river, and it's been there ever since. And we're getting to the stage now where people are telling me every year that they were on the boat with their parents when they were kids, and now they're bringing their own kids on board. So it's lovely to see that tradition going on. And it's really become a part of Galway landscape and a feature, and people are delighted to see it coming down at the start of the season because they say it means summer is on the way and good times are coming. And that's me in the picture there. So I obviously worked on the boat my whole throughout college, and then I got a degree in engineering and I went off working on Money Point and big engineering projects, as far from tourism as you could possibly get. But I always loved the boat, and I decided to come back a couple of years ago to take over the family business. So I'm running it now. So I'm just going to show a little video now, and you'll see this is where we leave from in Wookey, and you can see the big pier there that we can park up to 3 or 4 coaches right beside the boat, and the boat is wheelchair accessible. And you can see we're right across from the University, Galway Cathedral, and we're less than a 5-minute walk from Eyre Square and all the hotels around Galway city centre. So it's really accessible and easy to get to the boat. And then we cruise up the River Corrib and out onto Lough Corrib. And Lough Corrib is the largest lake in the Republic of Ireland, and you can continue on for another 40 miles or so all the way up onto the lake. And it's mainly used by fishermen, rowers and kayakers. We're the only commercial boat operating on it, and Falls Ireland have just announced, I think it's €1 million for a new water sports centre with Galway City Council down beside the Dyke Road. So that's going to be exciting use of the river and get more people onto it. And our typical tour is an hour and a half, or an hour to an hour and a half sightseeing tour, where I'm giving you a guided commentary about all the sites along the river, like Menlo Castle here in the picture. And a lot of the 14 tribes of Galway lived along the river, so there's great stories about the river and all the stuff they got up to back in the day, the families that lived there, and I'm telling them all about that. So it's very interesting and great for the culturally curious visitor. And we also have the commentary translated into all the major European languages. So for your group, we can play a recording of it in their own language, and we can do multiple languages on the one trip. So then we're also delighted to be associated with Glenlow Abbey Hotel, the 5-star hotel, which is right on the river, and we can dock at the bottom of their golf course. So it's a great asset for us and for them. And we pick up a lot of their groups and their guests, and as well when they have special events like weddings, great option for them to go on the boat and to be brought out on the lake. And if you've any groups staying in Glenlow, it's really a great option to offer them, because it's really arriving in style, arriving by boat to the hotel. And then we get out onto the lake, and some people, when they hear boats, get worried about waves and wind and everything, but the Corrib is really sheltered and the lake is really shallow, so it never gets rough. So it's really smooth ride, and you know, it's totally comfortable and suitable in any weather. We've got 2 decks, so we've a lower enclosed heated deck, and then the upper deck, as you can see, you can enjoy the sunshine when we get it. And it's also very special for the nature lovers that the Corrib is a special area conservation, UNESCO wetland of international importance, and the bird sanctuary. So it's amazing that we have this wilderness right beside, just a few minutes from Galway city centre. So we're so lucky to have it, and you always see loads of birds and often see salmon jumping out of the river as you're cruising up the river. And then after the guided part of the tour, we have a great Irish coffee. We actually entered the competition of wines a number of years ago and won the best Irish coffee in Ireland. So that's our claim to fame. And as well as making them for the passengers, and most of the groups include them in their itinerary as part of their tour series, we offer the groups Irish coffee making demonstration, where we describe how the first one was made and the history behind it, and then show them how to make the perfect Irish coffee. And of course, to do the demonstration, we have to make an Irish coffee. So the trick is that we give that one for free to someone, but they have to come up and do an Irish dance. So on the right there is the girls during the day. They're our crew, but they're also champion Irish dancers. And then at night, we can offer, they actually put on the full Irish dancing costume, and they'll do a longer demonstration. Say that. Aoife. That gives you an idea, and they're actually from the lake down and down. They live right beside the lake as well, so it's great having the local girls. And then we do evening dinner cruises, and all our evening cruises are private hires, and we can have minimum numbers of 25 and up to 75. And we have barbecues on the boat, so the food can be cooked fresh, the main course, and then we do starters, desserts. We can do canapes, finger food, whatever you like. And as I said, there's seating for everyone inside, but they can also relax and go upstairs too, if they like. And then after the food, we offer a range of live entertainment, and we have Irish entertainment and trad music, as well as we can do DJs and thing as well. But for most international groups, it's the likes of Carmel Dempsey here and Brenda that play, and they're really popular, really great nights on the boat. And then we're also very popular. We're right across from the university, so we get a lot of the conferences having a drinks reception and a cruise up the river. And we do a lot of staff nights out as well as corporate drinks receptions. And this photo is from, we've done a couple of years now with Nora, the gin bar in Galway. We've done a special gin masterclass where they started at the Nora and they came down to the boat, and then did a cruise where there was a mixologist, I think they call them, was doing the full demonstration of how to make all your different cocktails and which of the tonics to use with which gin. So I hope you or your groups will join us for a cruise up the Corrib. And the best part of our dinners and our evening cruises, of course, you get to watch the sunset over the Corrib. So my details are there, and I'm sure this will be uploaded afterwards, so you can follow, go to our website. I built a new website this year and a new booking engine, so individuals can book there, but obviously we've got trade prices for larger groups and the prices for the evening cruises as well. I can send all that to you as well. So that's my presentation. Thanks again, Rose, and thanks Galway Convention Bureau. Thank you.
Thank you, Aidan. Excellent presentation. So versatile, all the things you can do on the boat, it's amazing. And its location to the city is a huge selling point, you know, being able to walk from the hotels or just hop in a taxi ride or just drive your bus up, like it's fantastic. And the lake is, it's a stunning thing to do. If you haven't already done it, you should definitely try it out when you're here in Galway. And if you have clients, they definitely won't be disappointed. You know, if you're from a landlocked country, you want to come to an island like Ireland and experience all the different things you can do on the water. So we're really fortunate in Galway that we're on the coast. We have Ireland's biggest lake and we've got some stunning countryside as well. So thank you, Aidan. Anyone want to ask Aidan anything? Any questions there?
Hey, Aidan, how are you?
Hi, Dara.
Good. Just observation there. I really like the new logo. It's really good. And another thing, and it's down to the three people that presented today. I've just done Mehel last week and the ITOA, and it was really good to have such good product for Galway to be able to tell tour operators what to do in Galway. We've come a long way from just you can go out to Salt Hill and you can rummage around Shop Street. Like there's so much really, really unique things to do. So that's well done, and hopefully now we'll all have a good season ahead.
Yeah, thanks very much.
Okay.
Thanks, Dara. You mentioned, Aidan, you know, if there is a group with who wants to hire the boat privately, that can be done outside of the schedule, can't it? For a minimum number, or can it?
Yeah, I mean, it's a minimum number, but you can hire any time. You can hire during the day if you like, or you can hire in the evening. The evening cruises normally, the international groups, we normally do 7 to 10, and then for evening kind of parties, we do 7 till 11. So that's the typical time. And then our scheduled trips are 12:30, 2:30, and in July and August 4:30. But even if there's a scheduled trip, you can book out one of those scheduled trips to do a private hire. But some groups even want to do something in the morning in private. You know, we've had a couple where people did their kind of conference on the boat nearly, you know, and they wanted to do that in the morning or early afternoon as well.
Lovely idea, something different, a breakout session on the car princess.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
have your breakfast or your breakfast in hand with you as well.
Yeah.
So how many people, what's the minimum number to hire?
25.
25.
Yeah.
Okay.
And but any number can join any of the scheduled sailings, smaller groups as well.
Perfect. Any other questions there for Aidan? His presentation will be available online anyway, and you can make contact as well. Sorry, just checking here for any new messages. Everyone's very complimentary, Aidan, of your presentation, so you can have a look in the chat box. But so we're out of time. We're 12 o'clock, 12:01. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. Really appreciate you taking the time out to learn a bit more about the wonderful people and products that we have here in Galway. This is one of 6 sessions, just so you know. We have one on the 25th of March or 25th of May as well, if you want to register for that one. And you'll see the full list of everybody who's speaking every Tuesday at 11 o'clock on our website. It's galwayconventionbureau.com, and if you follow along to About Us, drop down Get To Know Galway, the full list is in there, and the link to register is there for the other days if you haven't registered and you want to come back for another day. So if nobody has any other questions.
Hey Rose, just a quick one. I know you said it's recorded. Where can we get the recording when it's ready? It'll be on the website or is it emailed?
Yeah, no, I'm going to put it up on the website with the presentations in the coming days.
Right. Thanks again for organising.
No problem, Dara. Thank you for joining us. Okay, guys, lovely to see your faces this morning. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week. Before you all go, I'm going to take a quick picture. If anyone wants to turn on their camera for the picture, you're all exiting really fast there. Just hang on a second.